Okay, so I let the nose dry a bit, and I got here some a little bit more thicker consistency in the white roll icing with a #2 tip. Now this is not like a flood consistency, it's a little bit thicker, and I want it thicker because I'm gonna pull it over towards the edges here, and I don't want it to come to the sides off my cookie. So what I'm gonna do here is go up here by this section here where the cheek comes out, and you're going to pretty much go around, and right at the edge of where his teeth is, his little tooth, and right above the edge of the mouth at the top. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in, and I'm going to help spread it out because it is in that thicker consistency. And then I'm going to let this dry just a little bit, just to get a little bit of a crust so I can do the eyes. If I do the eyes now, they will attach and become one piece with the cheek parts here, and I want them to be separate. That way it can give them a nice little bubble shape to them. So that is all. I would suggest leaving this to dry for 45 minutes to about an hour before you move on to the next step, which will be the eyes. That way you don't accidentally puncture your icing when you're moving your cookie around. Alright guys, so this is optional. I'm using a sky blue colored marker, and what I want to do is I want to make these two circles there for the eyes, because he does have this little blue color around the eye, and that is mainly to separate the eyes from his background because he is so white. So easily I'm just going to try to make two round circles here, trying to avoid not to puncture my icing like I just did there. But if you do puncture it, that's okay. You're going to be adding your icing over it, so it's going to hide it a little bit, but you still want to have some of this blue kind of stand on the outside on the rim part. So just like that, and then I'm going to put this one aside and use this one that I just drew about a minute ago. And I'm going to use my icing that I used for the mouth part here, for the top part of the cheeks, and I'm going to do one eye first, and I'm just going to squeeze in the same spot to make a bubble for the eye. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Grab your black icing, and this is in a little bit of a thicker consistency, the same one that I used for the buttons for the coal, and you're going to go ahead and right in the center, go ahead and add just a drop right there. You just squeeze in there and then tap it in with your tool, that way it sinks in. And you're going to let this crust for about a minute or so, and then you can do the other one here. And then I go ahead and do the other eye, that way they don't attach to each other. You want to give them a separation. Same thing, make a little bubble. Go in with your black and pat it down a little bit to sink it in. And by the way, this is an edible marker. I didn't say that at the beginning in case you were wondering. It is an edible marker. Again guys, here is a close-up, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. That blue halo around his eyes gives it a nice separation from the background. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is get a #1 tip with the brown icing that we used for the hands and the hair, and then just do two little lines right above the eyes. I'm going to show you one that's somewhat dry. So that's what you want to do, just two little lines, and that is it. I'm going to let these completely dry so I can put it all together. Alright guys, I hope you like how he turned out. I am done. I know the video is a bit long, but I have to explain everything section by section, detail by detail. It is not hard to do or too time consuming. You just have to let a few pieces dry here and there before you move on to your next section, but it's not hard to do. I just have to make sure that I explain everything clearly, that way you know how to make these yourselves at home. Now if you're wondering why I made him pulled apart, well, I have two other items that I have to do for this Frozen theme party, and I will post those videos up momentarily. Once I get them done, I will show you what I use these pulled apart Olafs for. They're pretty interesting, so you do not want to miss those, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, I am done. I thank you so much for sticking with me. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Share the video if you know someone that is having a Frozen theme party, an Olaf theme party, a winter theme party. And I hope they are interested in these as well. Alright guys, I thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one, guys.